Land Rover, they were designing it in the sand.
To translate the sketch in the sand, Wilks went to the Rover drawing office and sought out section leader Tom Barton.
MC Wilks had this brilliant idea and called us 5 section leaders there was then up into his farm in Anglesey and showed us his old Jeep. And he said, well, as a stopgap, we've got to do something.
Morris proposed to take the utilitarian concept of the Jeep, improve the design for civilian use, and build a vehicle with Rover parts. Historically, the Rover Car Company had only made automobiles. This new idea, a vehicle designed for export, would put the Rover Car Company back to work. The only real competition would be the Jeep, and its manufacturer realized the potential for a civilian model as well. It would be a bold move to go up against this already successful product. But for Rover, there was really no choice. The international market was the only option, as it was faced with export or die. Tom Barton remembers the daunting task handed to him by his boss.
We shall have to make vehicles as cheaply as we can. And you 5 go back here and I want a vehicle similar to that the farmers can use, ploughing, harrowing, all these sorts of things, and I'll give you 12 months.
So they went to work on a 4-wheel drive vehicle that had a rugged boxed chassis that was much stronger than the Jeeps, and a power takeoff that ran a variety of tools. It became a Land Rover trademark. Because steel was in short supply, they used aluminium for the body panels. It was corrosion resistant, plentiful, and cheap. The vehicle needed to be tested. What better place to push it to the limits than the family farm on Anglesey?
I remember the Jeep disappeared and this rather stubby aluminium vehicle arrived. And I remember great discussions as to what it should be called. And I think my father actually coined Land Rover.
The Land Rover debuted on April the 30th, 1948 at the Amsterdam Motor Show. The Rover Car Company immediately launched a marketing campaign, including this clever piece of cinema, to promote their new product. They called it the farmer's best friend.
In the British Isles and other agricultural countries, there are still many farmers who rely on the horse as a means of pulling machinery and heavy loads. What I want, says many a farmer, is something that can do everything the horse can do, plus a lot more, and at 3 times the speed. And here it is, the Land Rover. A tough, chunky, cheeky, versatile vehicle with an unlimited capacity for hard work. You can almost see it cock a snook at the old horse in the next field and hear it say, anything you can do, I can do better. Next job, please.
Europe's first civilian off-road vehicle was a resounding success. When the first production models began rolling off the assembly line in July of '48, it was apparent that the planned 100 Land Rovers a week wouldn't even begin to fill the demand. There was no end to the uses around the farm. With an 80-inch wheelbase, a 52-horsepower 4-cylinder engine, and permanent 4-wheel drive, the little Land Rovers were performing feats of daring do far beyond their size and far beyond Rover's original concept as the farmer's best friend. Just what was this husky little workhorse all about? Even though 50 years have passed since this film was made, we still can't say it any better.
There's something about the purposeful, functional Land Rover that makes an irresistible appeal to the young and the young in heart. There she is, 4 cylinders, 2 litres, overhead inlet valve side exhaust to give real slugging power. She develops 52 brake horsepower, does about 23 miles to the gallon on the road, and up to 60 miles an hour. How's she different from an ordinary car? Jump in and I'll show you. To begin with, she's got 4-wheel drive. That means you can go anywhere the tires will grip. Then you've got 10 speeds, 8 forward and 2 reverse, 4 high ratios for normal use and 4 low ones for the really roughed up.
During the late 40s and early 50s, Land Rover cemented a reputation for building the world's most versatile vehicle. Land Rover offered models for a variety of duties. Its versatility made it a natural for leisure pastimes. Even royalty and heads of state wanted to ride in a Land Rover. It quickly became a favourite of military forces around the world, seeing action for the first time in 1950 during the Korean conflict. By 1952, it had been fitted with a larger, more powerful engine. 1954 brought a 107-inch wheelbase pickup variant. And later, the familiar long wheelbase four-door station wagon appeared. Toward the end of the 50s, a vast array of body types and specialty applications were available, and the wheelbases of the short and long versions were stretched to 88 and 109